A slave plantation in Baltimore. At the corner of Washington Boulevard and Monroe Street, Baltimore, Maryland, lies Carroll Park. It is all that is left of a 2,568-acre slave plantation originally named Georgia Plantation, when Dr. Charles Carroll, the surgeon, purchased it in 1732. The original Mount Clare Plantation area of 2,568+ acres is the entire map to the Patapsco River, lower right, and more. Main house is built in the Georgian style by Dr. Charles Carroll's son, Charles Carroll, the barrister, in 1768. He named it Mount Clare. It is now one of the oldest pre-Revolutionary War structures still standing in Baltimore City. In 1763, Charles married Margaret Tillman. Her slaves she brought with her, plus his, totaled about 200 enslaved men, women and children on the plantation. Rear view of house. Children from slave families were born into slavery and could be sold away at any time. So, the number of actual slaves working on the plantation varied depending on birth rates, deaths, and other factors. Rear view of house. Slave labor worked day and night in animal husbandry, digging and processing iron ore, making bricks, managing various crops, cleaning, slaughtering animals, cooking, washing, mending, managing the ice house, working in the grist mill, etc. View south towards Patapsco River. Orchards of fruit trees still bearing fruits no longer picked by enslaved hands, now rotting on the ground. To be a slave family was to be a breeder of more slaves. As slave numbers grew, it is doubtful Carroll freed any slaves. On the contrary, as you can see here, Carroll regularly advertised for the capture of his runaway slaves. Carroll often tortured and punished family members left behind to make them tell the runaways' whereabouts. Sadly, in 1783 slaves were even sold to pay debts after his death. This is hallowed ground of those who were slaves in a free country who suffered every emotional and physical pain and agony mankind can suffer. Every day must have been a challenge to find a modicum of freedom of mind, body and spirit. As we walk these grounds, we must pay homage knowing that we all are living their dreams denied. Special thanks to Director, Mount Clare Museum House. Teresa Moyers, More Than Slaves, More Than Artifacts, 2021, Baltimore National Heritage Area Lecture Series. The National Society of Colonial Dames of America. Capture your own history and legacy now with equipment at CaptureLens.com.